What's going on, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Marvel Legends Guardians of the Galaxy Infinite Series Gamora figure. So basically comes in this nice window display in the nice Marvel Legends Infinite Series packaging. It's got a picture of Gamora on each side and on the other side, and this is obviously the movie version. On the back, you have a picture of, sorry, my voice went weird right there. You have a picture of the figure, little bio read up if you want to read that. You can pause it and read it if you want, of course. And the other figures in the wave are the Build-A-Figure Groot, focus. There we go. Build-A-Figure Groot, you have Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket Raccoon, Drax, Nova, and Iron Man. So, pretty solid wave. Gotta be honest, pretty solid wave. But I'll do a whole wave overview after I'm done, and I do the Groot Build-A-Figure review as well. So, with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get Gamora out of packaging and take a closer look at her. Okay, and we're back with Gamora out of packaging, and I don't know, my first thoughts actually having the figure in hand, it's pretty underwhelming, to be honest with you. She doesn't have much to offer in the articulation department, which is very odd to me, especially coming from a Marvel Legend. She's very limited in the ankles and the hips. Even, I don't know, the face looks odd to me. It doesn't really look like Zoe Salata, or however you pronounce her name. I don't know. I don't know. The face is a little jacked. Like I said, the hips, which I'll get to in the articulation department. But yeah, it's a pretty underwhelming figure overall, I think, including the accessory. Her sword, it just looks like I don't know. It's like a limp dick sword or something. I don't know what's going on with this sword. She doesn't really hold it well unless you really push it more so up towards the blade portion. In either hand, this hand looks like it's got a trigger figure. I can't talk today. Trigger finger over here. So it looks like she was supposed to come with a gun or some sort of blaster or something, but she didn't, and I'm not really sure why they gave her a trigger finger. So yeah, I don't know. Paint wise, she's done pretty decent. She's got these like metallic blue shading going on her hips here, which actually make the figure pop a little bit to the eye, and it's also on the back, so it is consistent. She's got this belt that just kind of sits and moves around. It would have been nice if she had a holster on her belt or a sheath on her belt for her sword. I'm not really seeing the point of even giving her this loose of a belt, or they could have just molded a belt on her. I get it because they want to hinder articulation, but her hips don't really go out. This is about as far out as they go. I'm not really sure what the point of having a loose belt like this is. You could have just molded a belt and, I don't know, given her some sort of sheath. I understand that this is the movie design, so it's supposed to look accurate to the movie. Maybe she doesn't have a sheath in the movie. I don't know. The movie's not out yet, but I don't know. It just would have made more sense for me for her to put this sword somewhere. I mean, she's not going to run around holding it the whole entire time. So, like I said, she doesn't really hold it well in either hand. It's very loose. Even in this hand, it just wants to fall out. So like I said, what you really have to do is you have to kind of push it up. Or maybe flip it to this side and push it up towards the blade portion almost. And you can obviously manipulate it a different way, like so, like I had it before. I know it still looks a little funky, but it helps her hold it much better and makes her look a little bit better, I think, while she's holding it. But here is the sword. It is one of the strangest designs I've seen for a sword. if this is 100% accurate to the movie, then I would talk to somebody who's producing this movie and be like, maybe we should go with a different design. I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be a sword. It looks like I don't know, like a plug for, I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know what looks like an antenna. Like, you know those old school antennas you'd put on like a TV or something? Looks like there should be two of them, and you move them around. I don't know. But anyway, that's the sword. There is some sculpting on it. Sorry, I didn't even show you that. Apologize. There is some sculpting on the sword, but I mean, you can almost not even tell unless you really look at it. So there's the sword. It's just all pretty much all gray or silver or whatever you want to call it. The rest of her head, just pop her head off. This is much easier. The head, I guess you could see portions of Zoe in here. I'm not sure if it's always pronounced Zoe or Zoe. It looks like Zoe, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Zoe. Saldana, I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. Yeah, she's got a little bit of the blank stare / a little bit of a googly eye right there. Not too bad, but I'm just not seeing it. Not seeing the face. Maybe a little bit. Maybe at certain angles. It's kind of like if you guys are familiar with the NECA Die Hard figure with Bruce Willis. It's like if you turned his face to the side or certain angles, it would look like him, and then when you would look head on, it looked nothing like him. So maybe it's just me, but it's certain angles. But she does have a nice transition from a dark, if you want to call it maybe a dark red or like a black, to a lighter metallic red hair, which is pretty. It's a nice difference in design, I think. Obviously, she does have the face markings. You just pop her head right back on. Her head is not on a ball peg's. It's a ball peg, but it doesn't have a swivel to it. There is no hinge on there, which is very strange. With most of the other Marvel Legends we've gotten, there was a hinge on there, so she can't really look down. She can only maybe look down a touch, and I'm talking like this is her range of motion within the head looking down. It's not very good, but she can move side to side. We might as well get to articulation, and I'll get to the. But it's kind of hard for her because then the head wants to pop off the peg all the time. So I mean, that's definitely not the design I would have went with, but that's what it is. So so she can't really do a full 360. I guess if you want her to, but it's going to pop off the peg. Her arms go up about that far and they go down. They can do a full 360. Stop shaking lamp. She does have a swivel at the elbow and a hinge. She's got a swivel at the wrist and a hinge as well. She does have the diaphragm joint. Sort of similar to, I don't know, the DC Universe Classics Wonder Woman, New 52 Wonder Woman swivel, where you can see some of the black on there. Not the best design, but come on, focus. But it works, I guess. There's some gapping issue here. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's just mine. Oh, it does swivel back. Never mind. So not too much of a gapping issue. So her torso can move forward, and it does move back a little bit. I don't know if I would push that. I feel like there's a ball, like a peg in there, but I don't know if I'd push that. Her hips go out about this far, and that's it. That is absurd. I don't understand the point of that. They should have resculpted these hips so they're not touching so much. Yeah, so I don't agree with that at all. That's like, this reminds me of the Black Canary, DC Universe Classics Black Canary figure, where her hips didn't go out at all at a T, and they only went forward and back. That's pretty much what this is. She's got an upper thigh swivel right here, and it's nice and hidden, so that's nice. Double jointed knees. No ankle pivot with this figure. Not sure what they're thinking here. You give every single other figure an ankle pivot, but you don't give this one an ankle pivot? What are you thinking? Come on, Hasbro. It does have a hinge though, and that's pretty much it. To be honest with you, she doesn't stand. She's not too hard to stand, but she can be a pain in the rear end, especially if you get one with a warped leg or something like that. So definitely not my cup of tea, this figure. Maybe it's, you know, everybody's got their own preference to what they like. But this figure, meh. This is a pass. I would totally give this a pass. I'm not going to give it any thumbs. As far as the paint detail, I want to go back to that for a second. All of these are sculpted. All of these, I don't know what you want to call these, designs around her chesticles there. They are sculpted. There's nothing really on her back besides this. And you can't really see it anyway because her hair is covering it. Her boots are sculpted. There are these nice like little buckles, and this flap is sculpted. I mean, she's decently sculpted. It's just the articulation on her is atrocious. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Also, her gloves are sculpted as well. They're very nicely sculpted. But that's pretty much it, man. Yeah. So definitely a passable figure here. I don't know if we're ever gonna get a comic book accurate Gamora, so you might want to grab her just to say that you can finish off the Guardians team, because I don't know, like we'll probably never get a comic book accurate Groot, so I think we're stuck with Gamora and Groot as being our comic book accurate versions as well. But yeah, I mean, the face is definitely fugly, and I don't know. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Oh, before I go, I gotta point out something. Where did the leg go? Oh, I didn't point this out for some reason. Sorry, guys. Scatterbrain today. But she does come with the left leg of Groot, so stay tuned for the Groot review, and stay tuned for the wave overview, which I always do with a wave or a box set or whatever, whenever I get an entire wave. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, definitely a passable figure. If you want a Gamora figure, this is the one to get. It's probably going to be the only one we get. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you guys on the flip side.